Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Nikki Chris
and Natalie Jean from Sisters in Music. Check out our new organization, www.sistersinmusic.org.
and our Sim Radio Network, home of our female-focused podcast, Mixing It with Nikki Chris
and Chatting with Nat. Come join the fun, because together,
we are stronger.
Yeah. All right. This is the Sim Radio Network. And you have me, Natalie Jean, and
Nikki Chris.
My Nikki, where she'd go. All right. Today we both have the honor of having singer-songwriter Ada LeAnn. We both have had her on our show, and we're so excited to bring forth her new single to everybody called Cheap Wine. Ada LeAnn is a 16-year-old American singer and songwriter. Ada was born and lives in Battle Creek, Michigan, but she records and tracks her songs out of Nashville, Tennessee. She's known for her ability to write emotional and relationship-based lyrics that are real and relatable to her audience. Ada strives to be a voice for teenagers like herself to show them that they are heard, understood, and not alone. She has released 2 EPs and multiple covers with a discography. Well, I can't talk anymore. Of 18 songs. You can listen to them all on all her platforms. Let's give her a round of applause.
AudioJungle.
Hi, Ada. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm still alive in a pandemic. You know, people think I'm crazy when I answer that way. It's just been crazy. So how have you been since we both last spoke to you?
I have been great. Like, I've been so good. So many good things going. So I've been fantastic.
That is awesome. Awesome sauce. I like to hear that because the world's gone cray-cray. It's gone cray-cray.
Yes.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say about this world. That's all. That's all there is to say about this world. Every day there's something new.
Just a tad. I wanted to get your feedback. I know the last time that we saw each other was at the Josie Music Awards. How did you like that experience? Because I think that was actually the first time that you've attended an award show.
So yeah, that was my first time attending an award show. And to be honest, it was not what I really expected it to be. I kind of expected it to be like this small gathering. And, you know, like I didn't expect it to be so big like that. So it was really neat. I loved being in Pigeon Forge. There's a lot of cool stuff in Pigeon Forge. So, you know, we got to see some cool stuff. And the awards in general, just like so big. I met some like super cool people there. I thought the songwriting thing was super clever. Like the little songwriting group. Although I will say, it was a little bit difficult to work with some people, but I mean, you can't really expect anything more of that.
This is why we love you, Ada, because yeah, I would agree with that. I really love the concept, but I felt that there were some people that were very pigeonholed in their methodology and structure, and you could tell that there was a group of people that were probably more like us, very, very loose, very flexible, kind of like, try it this way, I think it'd be cool, you know, and then there were people that were like, no, it has to be this way.
Right.
So, yeah, definitely.
I love that. But one of the things for me, though, you know, and I do country music, Americana music, what kills me with the country music songwriting is everybody needed to rhyme. And I really didn't know that about country music. And it was like, isn't the whole point to tell a story? I don't know why the emphasis is so much on rhyming. And you can't use this word, you can't use that word, you can't repeat, you can't do this, you can't do that. I think it's a little bit, I think country music, it just needs to evolve just a little bit with the rhyming thing, because you can't rhyme with everything. That's just the fact.
Well, and they also kept trying to do like a certain amount of syllables, had to be very precise,
right.
And I was like, oh my God, with the syllables, it's not that deep.
Exactly. It wasn't that deep. I mean, the song turned out well. Our friend Ricky Persad Jr. is planning to record it apparently. But yeah, no, I'm with you on that. It was just like people were just like, no, you can't do this and you can't do that and it's got to be like this. It's like, dude, give us some space to be artists. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. You just got to be artists. Now, you just released a new single called Cheap Wine, which is a very interesting title for me. And the reason I say this is because of your age, 16. Although I do like the title. And then, but I did listen. It's funny because I never listen to the songs before I get them. I like to be surprised. And you know, that's a gamble because what about if the song sucks? But anyway, why did you choose that title? And the song is great. I did listen to it because I was like, let me listen to it first before I'm like, oh my gosh, she's talking about Cheap Wine. So tell us why you chose that title.
So obviously it's just like a lot of the time when I choose titles, it's just like something that I reoccurringly say throughout the song. So that's kind of where I pulled the title from. But the song is...
I said okay.
Oh. But the song is just, it's a song about social anxiety, and I think a lot of people didn't get that when it first released, and then I explained it, and they were like, oh.
Yeah, if you listen to the song, which I did, and I think obviously you have an amazing voice, and I love it. What I love about the song is it reminds me of my own, obviously I'm going to say that, Authentically Me, because you're being so authentic in the song itself about what you go through and what you see other people go through. So kudos to you on that. But yeah, I think that because they see the title, they might not get it. But if people really like music, they'll actually take the time to listen to the lyrics and see where you're coming from. That's all I'm saying.
Awesome. I've listened to it too, and I echo Natalie's sentiments. But I mean, that's the big thing about being a songwriter, right? Is we're looking at it as, okay, she's 16. Why is she writing a song about wine? Mm-hmm. But when you go and listen to the song, you're like, oh, now I get it. And you know, and it's intriguing. So, you know, I love the fact, and I've said that multiple times about you, I love the way that you write because you take it up a notch, so to speak.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. And obviously, you know, some people had the same type of thought that we did with this particular song. But what is something that people seem to misunderstand about you?
I mean, do you mean just like on a broad spectrum, or just like with my music?
Anything.
I think something that a lot of people misunderstand about me would probably just be that, like, I work really hard, and I think that a lot of the time people think that I do this all for fun, which obviously this is super fun for me, but this takes a lot of work, and it's like hours of, like, you know, I have other opportunities right now, and it's hours of answering questions, and it's hours of writing, and, you know, I love writing, and I'm willing to put in the effort and the passion to it, but people just think, like, oh, she just writes music, like, and they just sort of blow it off, and I'm like, well, there's a lot that goes into it, and I think that people miss that a lot.
Agreed. I mean, all of us are in the same profession here. We can all agree that this takes a lot of time. It's just not like words just pop into our head, and we're just like, okay, here's a song. You know, you have to come up with the melody, you have to come up with the structure, you have to come up with the idea, and then you have to go record the damn thing. And it takes a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot. So I agree with you on that point. It's just, it's just crazy how people think this whole process works. It's like, oh, you just threw the thing together and blah, 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 and then it just appears. No. It takes a lot of input. It takes a lot. And the biggest thing it takes a lot of drive to be able to do that, especially when you're surrounded by sometimes naysayers. You have a great support system, but sometimes you have people that are just thinking, oh, this is never going to amount to anything. Why don't you get a real job? And that's just ridiculous. You know, one of the things we've learned during this pandemic is people are actually now really trying to follow their dreams rather than try to do something that that's just going to make them money, because they realize that life is extremely short and they need to do their thing. What makes you feel inspired?
Something that makes me really inspired is watching other artists do what they love to do, and that kind of I know that I don't know how to explain it, but I look at people who I really look up to. Obviously, I look up a lot to Taylor Swift, and looking at her journey and everything that she has been through, not even just with obviously all the guys she's dated and how hurt she's been from that, but also just looking at how society was against her for a really long time. And she obviously had her fan base with her, but there was a point in time that people disliked her for a little while, and so she went into hiding, and just seeing how cruel and how mean people were to her, and for her to come back from that and to still be relevant, and for seeing her being relevant for so long is insane. Props to her for that. She's definitely doing something right. I just think it's incredible to see where she came from and how brought down she was, and then just her coming back from that and being better than she's ever been.
I get it. I hear you. I like Taylor Swift's music, and I give her kudos for writing about her life, and she does get a lot of backlash. I've seen it, and she just does her thing. So I agree with you 100%. We are going to play your song, Cheap Wine. Give us a little bit about what the song is about. So
Cheap Wine is a song that I wrote sort of in the beginning. It's a bit conversational to someone. I have a good friend, and she is extremely outgoing, and she just puts herself out there a lot. And I think because of my own insecurity, I struggle with that a bit. And so I kind of, in the beginning of the song, sort of write to her and I say, I admire you for being able to do that and being able to put yourself out there. And so it's sort of a song about social anxiety and sort of being insecure and not really wanting to go out to parties and not really wanting to do that. And it's not necessarily because you're oh, I don't like people. It's not like that. It's just you feel insecure in that setting. And so it's I would rather be at home just, with my mom writing songs than being out.
Amen. Let me tell you, you're preaching to the choir. There's sometimes you just don't want to be around people because they get on your nerves. No, I get it. I completely get it. Sometimes I like to stay home with my cats, and I get a lot of pushback on that. They'll say, well, Natalie, you need to go out. You need to meet new people. You need to do that. But I listen, my cats give me love in a weird way. But they give me love, because cats like to do their own thing. But, I love animals. So sometimes I prefer just to be around. All right, let's play Cheap Wine.
Saw the pictures we posted from the party, and I admire you for being so outgoing. I got invited, but I didn't ask to go. doesn't feel right. I wish it would feel right. Well, everyone's going out to a party. I'd rather be home than try to be somebody that I'm not. 'Cause I know I'm not. I'm tired of being a people pleaser. Skip the hype and fake a fever every time. I'd rather play guitar than drink cheap wine. 'Cause I feel safe here in the comfort of my room. No one to please, no one to impress, no one to console me. Under the street lights I watch you pass by, and you asked me to stay the night, but I said goodbye. Well, everyone's going out to a party. I'd rather be home than try to be somebody that I'm not. 'Cause I know I'm not. I'm tired of being a people pleaser. Skip the hype and fake a fever every time. I'd rather play guitar than drink cheap wine. When everyone's going out to a party, I'd rather be home than try to be somebody that I'm not. 'Cause I know I'm not. I'm tired of being a people pleaser. Skip the hype and fake a fever every time. I'd rather play guitar than drink cheap wine. Rather play guitar than drink cheap wine. Rather play guitar than drink cheap wine.
I love that.
Audio Jungle.
Like that shows mature. That shows like true songwriting maturity. I really think that because I know I do. I mean, it does. It amazes me that you're only 16 years old.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with being 16. I mean, no. If I could go back. If I could go back and do some other things. Boy, there's a lot of guys I wouldn't have liked. I'm telling you now. Oh well. Can't go into the time machine. Gotta focus on the here and now. That's the life. Back to the future. Back to the future.
All right. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to ask the question. Sorry. I
Yeah.
had a little meower outside my door who was crying. Okay.
Oh.
So, Ada, what is the most important thing that you have learned about the music business?
The most important thing I've learned. Okay. Something I've learned is, and I see this, I guess like I always knew about how much women and females are brought down in the music business, but I had never really experienced it firsthand yet. And I go to school with a guy, I'm not going to drop his name, but he does music as well. And, you know, I've been doing music for about 4 years professionally now. And, you know, I've never received much praise for my school about my music at all. You know, I try to be very kept to myself about it, and you know, like, it didn't even bother me.
Right.
Like, I was like, you know what, it's fine. Like, I don't need people to validate me for my music. I know what I want to do. But
right.
you know, he came out with this song, and it was like someone had landed on the moon. Like, people were saying, "Oh, it's so good." Like, there wasn't one like second that I walked through that someone was like, "Oh, did you hear Jack's song? Did you hear Jack's song?" And the teachers were playing it in the classrooms, and I was like,
"Oh, wow."
I'm like not. I wasn't mad about not being recognized for it, but I was mad about the shift in how much praise was received from him releasing it. And I just don't understand. You know, and not to bring him down, because I think he's great. I think he sounds great, and he's put out some great stuff. But, I mean, and it's not even jealousy. It's just, like, lack of appreciation, I think, when I've been doing it longer and I've been working harder. And, you know, that's just something I'm going to have to learn. But it's not fair. It's not.
Do you think that, and that's a tough one, Ada. I mean, you know, I had similar things even with, you know, friends. You know, friends would always be like, oh, yeah, okay, and just, like, kind of blow it off. Not really supportive and that type of thing. Do you think, though, I mean, because you're in a weird age group right at the moment. Do you think there's a lot of jealousy, maybe, at least even from, like, your peers and things like that, where I don't want to say the girls are more jealous, and that's why there's not a lot of pat on the back type of thing? I mean, little concerning that the teachers wouldn't be also supportive, you know, regardless of gender. But, you know, I could potentially see, you know, peers of the female persuasion not being, you know, supportive because they're jealous. That I could definitely see, because I actually have it, you know, Natalie and I even experienced that today, you know, at our age. We still have people that, you know, treat us that way because they're, you know, jealous of what we're doing and what we're accomplishing, right? So, I don't know, but it's a tough situation to be in, because especially if, you know, that they're playing favorites, if you will. But, you know, I would just say, you know what, just keep doing what you're doing. Karma comes around.
Thank you.
And
I don't know, Natalie, what are your thoughts on that?
I tend to agree with Ada. I think that the reason that they're not appreciative is because Ada's a great songwriter. She has a beautiful voice, and she's beautiful too. And I believe that because of our society and how people tend to view women in music, you know, and what they'll listen to and stuff like that. I mean, the whole music industry, you think that people would actually listen to the music, but they're looking at the whole package sometimes. But I think slowly but surely that's kind of changing. But I think in Ada's case, in the school stuff, that's all about her being a girl. It is all about it. Because it doesn't make sense that she's been doing this longer than he has, and he just comes out with a song, and everybody's like, hey, what's that? Woo! It's that, oh, what? You think, oh, my God. It's just, you know, girls will fawn over boys faster and stuff like that. So for me, it's really sad. It's just sad that people can't just be supportive of a great artist without the intent of being jealous and saying, oh, my God, they're probably thinking, oh, she's already pretty. Oh, she already can sing. Why am I going to praise her for anything that she's done? And so, and I agree with Nikki on it. You can't focus on what these people are not saying or saying, because they're just stupid. Let's just call them that, because that's just ridiculous. And I'd be pissed. It would annoy me, because I have no filter anymore. I'm just telling. It would annoy me. And Ada, you have the right to be annoyed by it. You have take every emotion that you have out of it and just, you know, release it in the house or go outside, write another song. You could write a song about it. I mean, it is what it is. This is our world. People can't be happy for other people. especially when it comes to women. And so that we have to change that dialogue that's out there about that. That's why we start. Yeah. That's why, Nikki came up with that I do Sisters of Music. I wanted to do something for independence, and here we are. Because women have to understand we are all on the same platform. We all came on to this world. Two people got together, the woman got pregnant, and we all pushed out some way. So there's nobody better than us. There's nobody below us. But we're all striving for the same thing. We want some kind of success. We want to make a difference in the world and stuff like that. It's just, for me, it's just very sad. And like Nikki says, we're still going through that crap because people are just ridiculous. They're just ridiculous. They are ridiculous. You know that? And as you grow older, you will learn that they will continue to be ridiculous. And so you decide to pick and choose the people that are going to be part of your world, part of your circle. They're going to lift you up rather than just look down on you and just like, oh, she thinks she's all that. Well, yes. You say, yes, I'm all that. See what they say. There's time for those people anymore. So you see I have a lot to say on that subject. So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, gosh. It would be great. I always don't really know how to answer this question because
I know it's kind of crazy.
I don't know.
Especially with a pandemic, you just really don't know what you'll see in 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm like, I don't want to and that's my thing is I've always been sort of like pessimistic just because like if I get too excited about something, it's not going to happen for me and I'm going to be disappointed. So I always try to like be very humble and pessimistic about things, but it would be cool to be some sort of public figure in like good time. Like I think it would be really cool. I mean, I love the story of Taylor Swift, and like obviously I keep referencing her, but like just where she came from and like where she is now is like I think very similar. We're in the very similar age group, and it just like I would love to be something like that.
Do it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with manifesting that.
Amen. Amen. Do it.
I mean, really. Why not?
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. So that actually is a great response to the next question that we have is what strengths do you have that you believe make you a great artist?
Well, that's probably one of them would be, again, like just like how I am very good at sort of being okay with the turnout of things. And like, that sounds kind of like it's very broad, but I just mean in terms of if I don't win something or I don't get something, like I don't take it personally really ever. Like I went to the Josie Awards. I had a great time. I mean, I didn't get the award, but like I didn't take it personally at all. Like I was just like, it was still a good time. Like I didn't take that personally. There's been a lot of opportunities that I've been let down from. I've got some backlash of coming out of country music and going into more indie pop music and people being like, we don't really want to hear that. And I haven't taken that personally at all. I'm just kind of like, well, then don't have me at your show. Like that's the kind of music I want to play.
There you go.
So
that's
how I feel about it.
She said, don't have me at your show. I'm getting a T-shirt. Don't have me at your show. I love it. Damn it. Just like, if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it.
Right.
I really love that.
Exactly.
All right. Well, what is it about music that makes you feel passionate?
Music makes me feel really passionate because music is just my sort of place to go for anything. And so when I'm emotional, like music just has so many emotions that like come from me in general, not even just when I'm writing my own music, but I love listening to other people's music and, like, just letting it take a toll on how I feel. When I'm happy, I'll listen to happy music. When I'm sad, I put on a sad song, and, yeah, I'm making myself sadder, but I don't care. I don't even know if sadder is a word. I think it's more sad. But
it's okay. Let's invent it.
I got a little too into it, you guys. Forgot about vocabulary.
That's okay.
I just love the way that music moves me, and it really inspires me to move people in the same way that I'm moved by it. And, you know, if I hear a song that I'm like, wow, that just, like, made me feel something, I'm like, I want to write a song that makes people feel something.
Love it.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I was actually really that draw me to you, Ada, is that, you know, a couple of young artists that I've actually interviewed have the same philosophy, if you will, that they don't want to write just what I would call cookie cutter songs. They want to write songs with meaning and have meaningful lyrics. So applaud you for doing that.
Thank you.
So,
Amen.
Okay, you're welcome. With that, describe your favorite and least favorite thing about being an artist.
Ooh. My favorite thing about being an artist is just in general, like, I love, and I think I might have mentioned this in a past interview, but I just love the way that songs come together. And, like, I think it's really sick to, like, watch a song that I wrote in, like, my basement on a keyboard, like, come to a studio made and recorded piece. And I just think that's really cool, especially with, I just released a new EP yesterday, actually. And I just think in general, like, watching that EP come together and unfold in the past year has been, like, so amazing. And I love it. I would say downside of being an artist, though, is just in general, and obviously don't listen to what anyone says about you and, like, just do what you want. But I would just go back to the fact that people are so judgmental and people are so in disbelief that you can do something with it. And, you know, it's crazy to, like, hear, like, some of the things people say. And, like, you know, even some of my family is like, oh, well, backup plan though, right? And I'm like, why? Why? Right. Why would I want to have a backup plan? This is what I want to do. I mean, if I don't commit myself fully to what I want to do, I'm never going to make it.
That's right.
So, exactly. And you know what? All those trials and tribulations and all the people who are saying backup plan, there you go. That's a song, backup plan. I ain't got no backup
That's
plan.
Right.
Hey, this is my backup plan.
I ain't got no backup plan. I am doing my own thing. No, I agree with that 100%. You know, we're older, so we've had a backup plan. I mean, you know, I went to college. I have a degree in communications. Obviously, I communicate, so I'm using it somehow. And I never thought I'd be in music, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But once I got into music, you know, people are just like, okay, so are you making any money doing it? No, but I'm doing what I love, but you look miserable. So that's that. So that's how I answered them, because, okay, they need to shut up. Let us do our thing, because this is what we were born to do. Okay, Ada, which skills have you gained that help you perform effectively?
Ooh. Something that I've definitely learned to help me perform, like, really well is just, it's all about engagement. And, like, I struggled with that for a little while, engaging the crowd and, like, all of that. Like, I did struggle with that for a little while because I was just really insecure and nervous being on stage. But, like, the crowd reads your energy, and I swear it doesn't always matter what you're playing. It matters how you're presenting it, and it matters how you're talking about it, because I've noticed some shows I'm feeling really insecure. I'm playing music that people don't seem to be enjoying, and I just say, hey, thanks for coming out and listening to me. Like, thanks for everyone who's actually listening. And, like, I said that, and it's, like, so, like, not nice to myself. And so I realized, like, if I stand up for myself and I'm like, you know what? Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. We're going to rock this out. Like, I hope you like the next song. Like, this song's about A, B, and C, and you really talk about it and you engage them and, you know, maybe point out someone in the crowd, say something about them, say something to them, and I'm sure that they'll pay more attention after that. So it's just, like, it's all about reading the room, reading the crowd, and trying to make people feel like you want them there. Not just they want you there, but you want them there.
My God, you're such a pro. Because everything you're saying is, like, on point. It's 100%. I agree with you 100%. I mean, I like when I'm on a large stage, my God, I can rock it out, make them blah. In a small setting, too, and I agree with you 100%. If you engage with the audience and talk about somebody out there or even give a backstory of the song you're about to sing, it makes for a better performance, definitely, because especially if you're trying to be that type of artist that's an effective player in life, and you want them to understand that you get them also, whoever's out there in the audience, whoever needs to hear that particular song, they're going to get that because you're also engaging with them. You're talking to them. You're not talking to them like you're this big star. You're just like them. And you're right. That's how you get fans, basically. So kudos to you on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, we're talking about
it.
performing, reading the room. Do you ever get performance anxiety? And if so, how do you deal with it?
So I definitely have my fair share of getting performance anxiety. I think I was a lot worse before. When I first started out, like, oh no, it was hard to get through that. But for me recently, I haven't had it too bad. And I don't know if that just came with gaining confidence and gaining more respect for myself and my music. But I've been a lot more confident recently. But I think I still do get it sometimes. You know, like I've noticed it's more in like the first like 20 minutes of me and my performance. I feel a little bit like, ooh, is the crowd gonna like it? Hopefully I know what I'm doing, like, you know, and so I think it's just sort of easing into that. And once I know, like, okay, people are enjoying it, like, I'm good, then I settle down a bit. But I think just sort of sometimes what I tell myself, and I literally will be under my breath, I'll be like, you can do this, you can do this. I like talk a little bit. It pushes me through a little bit. But
Hey,
I don't
little
know.
pep talk.
A little bit.
That's fair enough. Hey, you know, I mean, I know that there's quite a few big megastars that get performance anxiety. Some so much that they don't even like touring.
Completely understand that. Now, tell us about your favorite performance in your career thus far, because you're young.
Ooh, my favorite performance in my career. That's a hard one. It's like so far, it's like, I was so wrapped up in country music for a long time, and there's nothing wrong with country music. Like, I fully respect country music, and I love country music, but it wasn't for me. And so, like, most of the big shows I've played country music because I thought, like, oh, this is what people like from me. It wasn't really what I wanted to do. But, so, like, it's kind of hard to pick one that I like from past. But I guess a favorite one I did, and it's interesting because it was a really small venue, but I did one, it was just about, like, 45 minutes out from my house, and it's like a food truck rally that we do, and I did one in Mattawan, and they had a cute little canopy set up, and they let me just play the piano and my guitar in there, and I had a bunch of, like, couples sit out with their blankets and their chairs, and it was, like, the sun was going down, and it was so cute, and I was playing love songs and some of my originals, and, like, people just really liked it, and it was just very calm, and like I felt really appreciated. So that I would say that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
Love it. All right, so we've spent a lot of time talking about music. What about hobbies or interests outside of music?
I used to be really into drawing. I don't do it so much anymore, just because like I'm fully engaged in my music right now. But I definitely enjoyed that. Something I really love doing is taking pictures. Just not even of myself, but like I'll have my girlfriend over, not like my girlfriend, but my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? My best friend. I don't know why I phrased it like that.
It's okay if you say girlfriend. We get it. You know, this world is so messed up with what you can say. It's just say what you want.
Anyways, I'll have her come over, and like we always do photo shoots, and we'll like go down to like the beach by my house or something, and we'll just take pictures of each other, and like it's just like really fun for us, just like planning out the outfits and like doing the hair and makeup. And like makeup is something I'm also really into. Like I love makeup so much. I love playing with makeup and just like getting new makeup, and just like I don't know, I just like makeup a lot.
You know, you say that you draw. Here's an idea for, and I've spoken to other people about this, people that are really in the art world, is that you can incorporate your music with your art. If you ever think about doing something like that, you could draw, I mean, you could take your Cheap Wine single and you could draw something based off of the lyrics of the song and have it displayed at a venue or wherever you're performing. And it truly makes a difference. I actually told this one lady, she had a one-woman show, and she used to play at a winery. And I'm like, oh, my God, what you need to do is you need to take your song, pair it with a great wine. And then she was an artist as well. And I said, draw something that correlates with all that stuff. And then you have an interesting package at that point. So if any time you want to get into it, I mean, or another person that Nikki and I both interviewed, she got into the makeup industry. What did she do? She took the name of her singles, and she created a lipstick out of it. She created eyeshadow out of it. So you could take Cheap Wine and create a lipstick out of it and call it Cheap Wine and sell it. So these are a lot of things that you can think about doing.
Cheap Wine is a nail polish. I'm telling you.
Or it's
a nail polish color.
It could be lipstick.
Well, it could be.
Yeah. It could be anything in the cosmetic industry that you want it to be. Let me just put it that way. I agree with Nikki. It could be a nail polish, or you could be very different and do it the opposite of what people would think that it would be, which would be a lipstick, a blush, an eyeshadow, a eyeliner. It can be anything that you want it to be. But think about those things. Obviously, you got to talk to your padres, your parents. But these are all the things that you can do with your art, with your music. You know, the industry is a lot bigger than it was back before Christ, before, Nikki in our time, because I always say that we're old. Well, I always say that I'm older than dirt. And so there's so much more that you can do to engage people to even listen to your music. Like if you think of a nail polish or a lipstick, somebody might say, oh, my God, I'm wearing Cheap Wine. You've got to listen to the song Cheap Wine. Or oh, look at my fingers, blah, 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 whatever. But it's definitely another way to get your music out there. Just saying. Just saying.
No, that's a cool idea. Thank you for that. I didn't think about it.
Yeah. So, I'll wear your lipstick. I'll wear your nail polish. and then I'll drink some cheap wine. And then I'll drink some cheap wine with it. And there you go. I can be one of your spokesmodels. See? I'm already volunteering here. So you definitely can do all of that. But my God, Ada, we've learned so much more about you this time around, and it's fantastic. I love everything that you're doing. I love the fact that you are very strong. You're staying true to your authentic self. You're creating fabulous music. You're beautiful. You have a beautiful voice. Even if you weren't gorgeous, it wouldn't matter. You're still great. I want to use the poop. You're still the shit. I'll just say that. You're just everything. You're everything. And if they can't, and if your school doesn't see that you're everything, you know that we know that you're everything, and that we can't wait to see your name in lights. I mean, you're going to go very far in this industry, and it's going to be amazing to watch your journey.
Thank you.
I completely agree, and congrats on the new EP.
Right. Thank you.
And I don't know. I guess that's and Happy New Year.
Yep. Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, my God. 2021 is almost over, and there's still chaos. But, hey, this is our world. This is our world, and we are going to get through it. All you guys have to do on Sim Radio Network is listen to Ada, LeAnn. Hell, listen to all the people that we interview on our podcast and mixing it with Nikki Chris, chatting with Nat, and then you got to go to Spotify. You got to go and listen to all these artists, especially Ada, LeAnn's Cheaper Wine. You got to do it. You got to enjoy it. Thank you so much, Ada, LeAnn, for being on the Sim Radio Network. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
That's it for
Bye.
Nat and Nick. Until next time.
Hi, this is Nikki Chris.
And Natalie Jean from Sisters in Music. Check out our new organization, www.sistersinmusic.org.
And our Sim Radio Network, home of our female-focused podcast, Mixing It with Nikki Chris
and Chatting with Nat. Come join the fun, because together,
we are stronger.